Today I'm going to be breaking down how you can use PekkaBoBat here at Townhall 11 to 3-star any base. So here is the army composition that we are going to be using today, and honestly it's pretty simple. You're going to come in with your main army, which is going to be made up of golems out in front to tank, Pekkas for doing some heavy damage, wizards and bowlers for doing some nice DPS in behind those tanks. You then got a couple of super wall breakers, of course, to open up those walls. Moving through onto the spells, you guys can see, of course, we're going to be going really heavy here with the bat spells because that is going to be kind of the cleanup on the back end, cleaning up those last few defenses. When it comes to our clan castle and siege machine, it's going to be the log launcher and some Valkyries coming out. You can also switch from the Valkyries to bowlers or whatever you think is going to do some nice splash damage in the core. We have the basic equipment on all three of our heroes, however you can switch it to whatever you think will work best. So jumping straight into this, let's look at how we execute this attack. First things first, we are always primarily going to go pretty much opposite Townhall side, and when we go opposite Townhall side, there's a few objectives we are looking for. Mainly, most of the time, we're going to be looking to take down at least one of the Inferno towers. The majority of the time in Townhall 11, you will probably find multi-target Infernos. However, if it's single target Infernos, you don't need to worry about them at all. If it is multis, 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to want to try and take them down. However, in this particular example, you'll see we actually have 3 wizard towers, which are one of our other objectives here with this strategy. We'll talk about that a little bit more into the strategy guide, but for right now, the main things to focus in on are dealing with any multi-target Infernos and as many wizard towers as you can get down. You're also, of course, as always with most strategies, looking to take down the clan castle troops as quickly as you possibly can. We also, of course, have a poison spell in play to help with that. Now when it comes to troop deployment, of course you're going to get those golems out in front. You're then going to get a couple of wizards to start creating that funnel. Pekkas and bowlers are then going to come in alongside all 3 of your heroes. They are going to make some nice quick progress, hopefully through into the core of the base for you. Use those super wall breakers nice and quickly. Open up those first couple of wall compartments because you don't want your troops to walk around the outside. Typically in these strategies, you're going to be using your Eternal Tome, from the Grand Warden, nice and quickly, trying to protect as many of those troops as you possibly can for as long as you possibly can. Sometimes though, things may not go to plan. You'll see we have our king and a few troops walking around the outside. That's not the end of the world. You can still get value. My recommendation for the king's equipment, as always with a lot of these lower town halls, earthquake boots. They are really strong down at these lower town halls. Opening up so many wall compartments is really a huge benefit, and I definitely would recommend. The spiky ball, also some fantastic piece of equipment once you've leveled it up a little bit. But you'll see if we pause things up right there, things are starting to fade out a little bit. We've maybe not quite managed to take down the full base, but that is where all of our bat spells on the back end are going to come into play. Now you'll notice we do have 2 ice golems as well. Those do not get deployed with our main army. We are going to hold on to them because we're going to use them to tank for wizard towers, enemy heroes, anything like that on the back end. Now of course we can't tank for multi-target Infernos with them, but you can still get them out in front, hopefully to die, and then that freeze effect will stop those multis. So as soon as you notice things are starting to struggle a little bit, you can start to think about your next plan of attack, which of course is going to be the bat spells. Now the bats are going to be coming in a wave, as it's called, over from this right hand side of the base. They are going to be coming in here, and we're going to be using those freeze spells to protect them, raging up things as well to make sure they're one-shotting those defenses. And you'll see the ice golems can actually really make a big difference on the back end. They can freeze up some of those splash damage defenses, and as you guys can see, that is why we want to take down as many wizard towers and inferno towers as possible, because those bats can easily tear through defenses on the back end as long as there is no splash damage to deal with, or you have enough free spells to cover off any potential damage from those defenses. But this strategy, honestly, it's been in the meta as soon as Townhall kind of 10 came about, and you can start using bowlers, this has been a very, very strong strategy. And even now, with all the new pieces of equipment, people still go back to the strategies that work best, and this by far is one of those. So moving through onto the second example, we have a bit of an unorthodox base, very strange layout coming in here, but again, we're going to approach it pretty much the same as we have on that previous one. We're looking to take down a multi-target inferno and as many of these wizard towers as we possibly can. So hopefully on this path kind of along towards the town hall on this opposite side, we're going to be able to take down 3 wizard towers, a multi-target inferno, the clan castle troops, and potentially even the eagle artillery. That's going to leave some of these defences up on the top section, which we of course have the ice golems as well as those free spells for. Now unfortunately, again, things not quite going to plan. You'll see we do have the queen walking with a Pekka and a couple of golems over there towards that left hand side, but the majority of our troops have pathed exactly where we want them to go. Poison spell of course did go down on those clan castle troops as always, helping us to get through them. Now if you're wondering when to use that rage spell, sometimes you want to use it for your main portion of the attack and sometimes you want to use it for your bat spells. In this particular case, we're actually going to use it to rage up the Valkyries, which did just come out of that log launcher, trying to maximize the amount of damage we are doing and potentially even get in there and deal with that other multi-target inferno. If not, we hopefully should be able to snipe off this wizard tower at least and continue making some lovely progress through this base. We have wiped out nearly all of the bottom section of the base, and that only leaves 1 multi-target inferno that can cause any real damage for our bats. So what we're going to do here is something called a bat bomb. This is where you freeze up the defense and then you deploy down all of your bat spells on that defense. This particular one is the multi-target inferno. Because we have no other splash damage in the area, that means that nothing is going to be able to take out our bats. Any leftover free spells you can use on expos, which can cause a few issues for bats because they're pretty quick, but regardless, yeah, it's going to be another 3-star, another very strong 3-star might I add. Few heroes left up in this one and pretty much every single bat that we deployed. So we have one more example. If you would like to pick up this strategy, the link for it as always is down in the description below. And while you guys are down there, don't forget to subscribe to us here at the Barracks. I would really appreciate it if you could join us on this journey. The channel has been growing like crazy recently and it's awesome to see so many new faces. Hopefully you guys are appreciating the 3 uploads a week schedule that I'm doing. I'm trying to increase the quality of my videos, trying to spend more time actually really getting to grips with the strategies themselves rather than just doing daily uploads and, you know, maybe losing some of the quality along the way. So let me know down in the comments if you're enjoying these videos. But this last example coming in right here, again, using that Eternal Tome ability from the Grand Warden nice and early, just trying to protect up as many of those troops as we come into contact with some pretty heavy hitting defenses as well as the enemy clan castle troops. King's ability going to get popped off there in the core. He's going to be able to get through, deal with some of those Tesla farm in the core of the base. We have been able to take down 1 of those multi-target infernos and a couple of wizard towers. Again, this time opting to use that rage spell to deal with another wizard tower up towards that top section of the base. That means we've only got 2 wizard towers left down here and that 1 multi-target inferno. In come our bat spells. They're actually going to be swinging in over from the left. I didn't realize there was a cheeky little wizard over here, and as you can see, we actually tanked for it using the ice golem. We can do exactly the same over here or over here. Luckily for us though, that wizard tower down on that bottom section does end up locking on to the Valkyries. We then go ahead and use those free spells on the multi-target inferno and that back end wizard tower, swagging one of those free spells in the back end. This ice golem over here ended up being a little bit useless, but we were still able to bring in that 3-star. So if you guys are at Townhall 11 and you want to give this strategy a go, I would highly recommend it. Honestly, it brings in 3 stars pretty much every single time. As long as you're able to time your bat spells and your free spells, yeah, you're going to have pretty good success with it. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.